How's everybody doing out there? Hope you're doing great. Hope you are having a wonderful day. And it's only going to get better, right? Right. It is. So, it's another live stream. It's Thursday. I forgot to send a notice out to subscribers that we're going to have this, so we might have some late comers, but that's okay. We're all good with that. So let's see. This week been a crazy week, mainly because we went and got our two great-grandsons. They're 1.5-year-old twins, and we're babysitting them for 9 days. I don't know if you know what that's like, but let's put it this way. It's like cats, except they can get in a lot more trouble and make bigger messes, and you got to feed them and change their diapers. It's a blank show. It's crazy, but very fun. Wonderful kids. They're really, really sweet little kids. And so it's a real challenge, especially to Gail. I'm surprised she's working here today at the live stream. But anyway, she might not be here the whole time. You never know. Some emergency might arise. So anyway, that's been something else. So we have 7 more days after today. Not that we're counting, but 7 more. Wes, how you doing today? Wes is here. How are you, sir?
Doing all right.
He's in the command center. Look at that. He's like in the space capsule.
I'm trying to light this thing. It's like a weird red today. Yeah,
well,
I don't know what's going on with
spooky.
the picture. So
spooky.
trying to install some lights
Oh,
on the fly. It's fun.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
So who we got
Good
here?
show.
We got Tom. Tom's here. Kirby, what's happening, Kirby? Robert Valdez from San Francisco. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Remember that, Robert. When you're going to San Francisco, Wes, did you have flowers in your hair when you're in San Francisco?
No, I did not ever wear flowers in my hair. And nor did I ever see anyone with flowers in their hair.
Oh, really? Did you ever go to Haight-Ashbury?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well, I was just curious.
Yeah, no, that's a fun little neighborhood.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like homeless city.
Well, every part of San Francisco is like homeless city.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Not really. But no, it's nice for sure. I mean, it's just one street full of shops and restaurants, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I was never too much of a hippie. I was a little too young for that time. And too afraid. So, Wes, did we ever do a video on this X50? I remember we did the unpacking video on this. And, but I thought we
Yeah.
did a video, but we never released it, right?
No, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to use this again. I really like these guitars. They're laminate maple, Guild. This is a 1953, I think, something like that. And it's just in beautiful shape considering its age. It's got a wonderful, wonderful tone. And so, get on it. Anyway, I like it. Robert's got big sunflowers in his hair right now. Sweet. That's nice, Robert. Anyway, the guitar I was just playing is the Eastman, help me out, Wes, 805?
Yeah.
805. It's a 16-inch full-body guitar. It's got a tone control. I installed a new tone and volume control on it. And she's all ready to go. So anyway, Jeff in Michigan checking in. Jim Rolfe is here. Jim, hi Jim. We're going to see Jim, a lot of Jims real soon, aren't we, Jim? By the way, I called Brad Rebution yesterday and left a message for him, but I never heard back. About playing at the Bantry. Do you know if we're doing that or not? Jim puts on a little festival in Thousand Oaks where he gets together all of the bands that were in high school in the 60s and very early 70s and gets together and throws a concert. It's the most fun I've ever had to get together with your old bandmates and just have a great time, and then listening to all the other guys and just remembering how it was. So Jim says, I hope so. So does that mean Brad's up for that? Anyway, you know what's funny? Gosh, I'm in about 5 different directions. So anyway, well, thank you, Jim, and I hope we do get to do that. That'll be fun. We're going to be doing some surf music, I believe, right? I did get the email, I think yesterday. I tried to open the Dropbox thing, but I couldn't do it for some reason. By the way, I opened up with a song called "Groovin High," and the changes to the song go E flat, A minor, A minor 7, D9, the G minor 7, C. Back to E flat, A minor to G. It's a Dizzy Gillespie song. Then G minor, A flat minor, and then you're into the blowing. Kind of a cool little tune. Groovin High, that is. Okay, so Ann is here. Hello, Ann. Thank you for joining us. So I did get some other guitars. We're going to play a little something on this, but you got to check this out. Look at this thing. This thing is just freaking gorgeous. It's an X170. I haven't worked on it yet. I am going to soon. And I just got that, and I've got another blonde one coming in. So that's exciting. Those are just really nice sounding guitars. Beautiful shape. It's been a weird time of year because people are on vacations, and they're all getting that last taste of summer. And anyway, so we have a full day. We have a full day here, a full hour and a half. We're going to be playing Surfer Girl in a moment, and as per Jim Rolfe's suggestion, and we're going to talk about how to reharmonize it. We're going to do that, and then we're going to play Stardust, and I've discovered some cool things just recently that I want to share with you. Wes, what do you got planned for this show?
Just working the controls back here. I got some guitar news. Hopefully we'll read some questions.
Okay.
My normal stuff.
Yeah, questions.
Yeah, big sad news in guitar news about a guy that's played on 1 million records.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Although it's not so sad. Nobody's sticking around here forever.
Oh.
Right?
Right.
All right, so Surfer Girl, right? I mean, gosh. Wes had a thumbnail all drawn up there, and it had the Beach Boys, all 5 of them holding the surfboard, and I'm thinking, man, does that bring back memories. Good grief. But before that, I guess we have a question here, Wes. What is that? Big, long question.
Let's see, from Robert Valdez. I play blues, rockabilly. I use a Tele and Jazzmaster. Looking at buying my first big box guitar. What might you suggest? I want that West sound.
Well, this guitar right here might be nice. Where to go? This one right there. This is an Epiphone. Eastman 603 15-inch, so it's a smaller box, and it can get a nice West sound, nice kind of dark sound. We'll play that in a little bit. That might be a good one. The X170 is a nice guitar to get that sound. The West sound is Just a real nice fat sound played with the thumb. Whoa. Anyway, yeah, I'll play that one. That might be a good one for you because adjusting from a Tele and a Jazzmaster, you know, those are skinny little, I think they're 17 or 15 inch. And then you get into a big box, it's like, whoa, this just feels so uncomfortable. So that might be a good stepping stone for you.
Let's see. Tom has a question here. Rich, any suggestions or tips for chord soloing as opposed to chord melody where you're playing the tune's melody? Basically, ideas for improvising with chords.
You know, I have a lesson called Chord Licks, and that is a good one. You know, you might pick that up. It's at the Guitar College Library. And that'll be show you a bunch of chord licks, believe it or not. I got to get this keyboard out of here before I bump it, don't I? So that would be a good one for you. Chord licks, something like... those kind of things. Basically, when you you know, the Wes approach, he would play very sometimes very rhythmic. Do things like that. He would also, this particular lick is very easy to play. Here's a G minor 11. So you're going. So G minor 11 to G to C9. So. And then of course it resolves. So you're basically playing lines with chords. The Wes used to use the diminish like crazy. Right off the dominant chord. So even if I have a 1 chord, say G minor, I could play off the dominant. That kind of sound. So yeah, pick up the chord licks thing. I think that'll open your eyes to a lot of different possibilities. Jacob, I just saw you pop up there. Welcome, Jacob. You know, I've been backing off on my coffee press just because I don't want to wait 5 minutes, you know. Well, first I got to wait for the water to boil. You know, it's a 10-minute ordeal. I need it now. But anyway, I've got some friends coming this weekend. We're gonna do the coffee press. Any other thing here?
Nope. No questions yet.
Okay, all right. Surfer Girl. What a great little tune, right? You know, and that's 6/8, which is, you can't beat a 6/8 rhythm for like dancing with your sweetie. So let's just play it. Ta-da! So Surfer Girl, basically the changes are in the key of D. We're going like, in the verse we're going D, B minor, G, A, F sharp, right, B minor, G, G minor, D, B minor, 1, 6, 2, 5 basic. Okay. Now, when we go to reharmonize it, wait a minute. Probably should have tuned before I played it. When we go to harmonize it, here's a neat little trick. So if I'm going to a B minor chord, right? And this particular song really lends itself because the chords, the melody falls so sweetly with some of these chord substitutions. So I've got, instead of going, okay, that's 1 to 6. I'm going 1, and then I'm going to, I like to play it's a C, C7 sharp 11, or you could look at it as an F sharp augmented. So the 5 of the 6 chord of B minor. So if I use the C, that would be the flat 5 substitution of F sharp 7, which takes me to the D. Okay, so I've got D. Right? Now I've got my B minor chord. Now sometimes I'll take a minor chord and make it major. So now in this case, it's a dominant and a minor, right? Because it's sharp 9. So I have, okay. Now, now I've got a B7 going to E minor, right? What is the flat 5 substitution for B? It's F. Okay, so now I have, so there's my F7, you see right there? Now that's going to take us to the E minor. Where'd that go? Now that would be, right, a B to a G, and then it moves to A. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take, instead of playing this G with an E minor, I'm going to use a B flat 7. Or I could use this one, or just this top part. So now I have, ooh, isn't that sweet? And now to my A. Okay. So, now we're going to do an F sharp, and the melody is right here. And what I decided to do is turn that into a dominant chord. And now B minor, and now the 2 of the target chord coming ahead of me, which is G. Now, there's several things I could do. If I have a G chord, what's the 5 of G? It's D7. What's the flat 5 sub? B is A flat 7. So I could have went, right? Instead I chose to, after a while you get too many jazz chords, it's like we lose touch with what the heck's going on. Now I went also G major 7, and then to C9 instead of G minor, which is an often substituted chord, okay? Instead of playing 4 minor, okay, I turn it into up a fourth, a dominant chord, okay? So now I have. Now, what if I use that flat 5 substitution? Here's my G major 7 or whatever, G6. And instead of playing this as a G, what's the flat 5 of a G7? Well, it's D flat. I could have went like that. Here's a D flat chord. So I would have had this. Okay, and then we do the same kind of thing. So when you're doing a harmonization and you're going to a chord, think about playing its dominant first, and then think about what is the flat 5 substitution for that dominant chord. So if I'm in, again, if I'm in the key of D and I want to go to a, let's just say E minor, I'm going to precede it with some kind of B7. Okay, so I could go. But the B7 sounds hokey, doesn't it? So what if we do some kind of F sound? Okay, that would be the flat 5, F9 to E minor. Okay, so think about it. Think about it. All right, there it is, Reharmonization for Surfer Girl. Brought to you by, what is this brought to you by, Wes? Okay, that's enough for that. Any other questions here, Wes? Anything going on?
Yeah,
on the board
Eliav Baruch. A long time I've been looking for a jazz box, and my question is it okay to get guitar from the internet and then to ship it overseas? I live in Israel. What do you think about the AR680?
AR680 is a real nice guitar. Very delicate. It's a delicate, you know, no matter how good you pack a guitar, man, you got to really be ready for the unexpected. You know that heritage aged, artisan age guitar, I shipped it out right after we did the live stream. Packed it really nice. You can't have them too tight, okay, in the box because there's no give. And I just wasn't happy with the box they sent me from Heritage. So, okay, so I send it out. The guy gets the guitar. The bridge is busted. So thank God it's just the bridge. So that could be replaced. But can you believe that? It took us a major hit. So you've got to prepare your guitar. Number one, you should tune it down a whole step. Prepare your guitar for a set of barbells being smashed on the top of it, okay? I mean, it just takes one giant hit and it's, you're done. So, really, got to be careful. Got to make sure there's support under the neck, right here. A lot of cases don't have support there. So we should do a video on that, Wes. And I think it'd be helpful. So I would say pack it well and get it to Israel. Sure, why not? 680 is a great guitar. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I think so. Mike Taylor. Hello, Rich. Mike Taylor from Baltimore. Loving that Eastman 805.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mike, did you buy an Eastman 805 from me? Your name sounds so familiar.
I'm guessing that's why he said.
That's why he
loving
said
that Eastman.
Okay, all right, good. I thought he meant this one. But that one.
Just a wild guess.
Okay, good. Thanks, Wes. Thanks. Yeah, so good. Mike, I'm glad you're enjoying that. My first big jazz box was an Eastman 880. Yeah, that's a great axe. Jim Rolfe has an 880. He had a 503 and stepped it up to an 880. They're nice, very nice. Again, when you get a guitar from the internet, man, I've gotten a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of funky things, and so be prepared. That's why try to when you get a guitar from me, I've already taken the risk on it, and then try to work my touch on it. But yeah, it's always you can be pleasantly surprised and unpleasantly disappointed. Okay, so it's just the way it is. Anything else, Wes?
Nope, that's it for questions right now. Anybody else got a question? Send it in.
I lost my live stream rundown. What's next, Wes, on the agenda?
Let's see. I don't know.
I dropped out of my communism class because I had lousy marks. That's funny, isn't it? Lousy Karl Marx.
No.
I thought I was always good in high school. I was a great student. I got A's in English and in history, but I failed math. I don't get it. It just doesn't add up.
How about you do? How about you refrain from the jokes, and then do tip of the day.
Don't talk with your mouth full. All right. So tip of the day. I've done this a long time ago. I want to do it again because here's a drill. Tip of the day. Don't drill holes in your guitar. Just kidding. How do you stabilize your pick? Certain picks, man, they're very slick, and they go right through. You're playing along with this pick here, playing along, and now it ends up, instead of right there, it ends up way down over here, and it's like, what happened, So stabilizing the pick, I think, is very important. So one of the things you can do, John Pisano showed me, is he would always take a drill, and he would drill some holes in the pick. Now, before you do that, I've discovered that just taking an X-Acto knife and in this pick and doing an X maybe on both sides, or a tic-tac-toe sign, or 3 slashes, just that is enough to stabilize that pick. Now, if that is not enough, so X-Acto knife first, you just make little lines in there, and you can feel it when you pick it up. Man, that pick is a little more stable. Be careful with this. Don't slit your wrists with it. The next thing, if that doesn't work and you want a little more stable, is to drill holes in it. That's quite simple. But you got to be careful. So get some little things like this to hold it. Okay, get rid of the roach clip that was on there. And you hold your pick and you go like this. See what I mean by holding it? Look. I wasn't holding it good. By the way, I have no hand strength to speak of, believe it or not. Shit. There. And then you go here.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's try that again. Take this, clip this little guy like that, clip it hard. All right. Now I've got, oh, that was terrible. Boy, what a terrible job. All right, but look at what I got there, see? So now I got, see that? See the holes? All right. Now that fatty part of your hand can go in there, and that pick doesn't move. Here's one I already did a long time ago. A little star pattern there. Can you see the holes in that? Let me put something white in back of it. Okay, something like that. And you wouldn't believe what it does. Now you can buy picks that have this big hole in it. And I've had these, and it helps a little bit, but the pick can still go like that. So let's do one more pick with this, with drilling the holes. Whoops. Try not to drill through your desk. Sounds like a dentist drilling. That's all you need. And you wouldn't believe what that does for your pick on stabilizing it. Now, so anyway, there's our tip of the day. Stabilize that pick, and you'll be a happier person when it comes to playing. Just don't hurt yourself. This way, using the slashes, easier, not as effective, but still easier, and it does help. Okay, now what?
Awesome. Way to go. Yeah, I need some music for that segment, I think.
I'm showing everybody our rundown so they can see how it works.
Yeah. How about you play Stardust?
Okay. Well, what is the protocol for ordering from you? Use the phone. Call me on the phone. My number is all over the place, and we'll just do it like that. I like to do it like that, because I like to talk to you about the guitars.
Well, where can he get your number?
Well,
Can't just say all over the place.
It's on the Guitar College library, guitarcollege.net. Contact us, you know. It's 805.
There you go.
460-6370. Wow, I hear the phone ringing already. Okay, you want to do Stardust?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so we had a request for that this song last week. So, same thing with Surfer Girl. So, okay, you ready, Wes? Stardust. Who wrote Stardust? Was it Hoagie Carmichael? I think it was. I don't know for sure. I should really make sure I do this, be exact about that. By the way, do you remember the Ringo album where he played all those standards? Man, I really fell in love with that album, and Stardust was one of the songs on there. What?
Hoagie Carmichael did write it,
He did.
and Mitchell Parrish.
Ah, and Mitchell. Remember he did Up a Lazy River? And he also did Georgia. Can you imagine? What a great writer he was. We should do a thing just on Hoagie Carmichael. Well, first off, with just a name like that, you know, Hoagie, it makes you hungry. Something like that. That arrangement is available at the Guitar College Library. Boy, isn't that a pretty song, though? And the key with learning any tune is to learn the lyrics. So listen to a few different different variations of the tune, and then you'll get really familiar with the lyrics. Really important. Should I play it again? Isn't that a cool chord? Great tune. Love this ending, these chords. Isn't that pretty? And then just a little ending. Anyway, Stardust, isn't that a beautiful tune? And a great one to add to your repertoire. What up, Wes?
So couple questions here. Danielle asked, is there anything in this tune, Stardust, that repeats? I found it took a long time to memorize.
Oh. Yeah, it's a pretty long form, isn't it? A lot of information. So what are we talking about? 16 bars, right? And then it repeats for another 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have our 8-bar ending. So it's a typical tune. It's just within the first 16, nothing repeats. So, there you have it. Yeah, it is a. If you memorize the words again, I think that's really important. Then be able to sing it, because lyrically, it really helps you to remember it. And then if you're basically singing it while you play it. Let's see. Sometimes I wonder why I spend night. So you got to know the lyrics. You got to be able to sing it somewhat, and then it makes memorizing it so much easier.
Andrew says, besides the usual collection of jazz singers who've recorded this song, Willie Nelson did a nice version.
Yeah. Hey, if Willie can do it, anybody can do it. Right? I don't know about that, but yeah, Willie, I like Willie Nelson. I really do. So, anyway.
Eliav asks, do you have any guitars available for sale nowadays?
I have several. I have, well, some of them I'm still up in the air about, just because, I don't know, But yeah, I do. I've got a Howard Roberts Gibson I'm going to be offering up. Just got a pick guard for it. And I'm going to, I need the pick guard bracket that's coming. This is for sale, this 805. The 60315 is for sale. I've got an 805. If you go to guitarcollege.com.
Net.
.net, thank you. You'll see them there.
Yeah, on the left side, there's a thing that says guitars for sale that you'll be able to see guitars for sale.
Yes. Man, I tell you what, the strings.
Jesus.
Sorry, Wes. The strings have been going like crazy, like hotcakes. Hot. And I've gotten a lot of nice comments about the strings. My particular gauge, and like I said, I've been playing this gauge for 20 years, and when I play other gauges, the guitar just feels so off balance. I have the truss rod cover off of this because I was just working on it. So anyway, you want me to play a song?
There's a request from Mark Larkins, Night and Day.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do that next week if that's okay. I mean, I could do it, but I had a request last week for This Masquerade, and I thought, why don't we do that?
JP, real quick, asks, just saw your Shiny Stockings lesson. Do you know what key it's played in?
F. Yeah, F, key of F.
He also asks, got a Guild X150?
No, I've got a 700, and but I don't know. I think I'll probably keep it. But I got an X170.
What are you eating?
Graham crackers.
What are you, 7 years old?
Pretty much. All right, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep, So you get up, you eat a graham cracker, a little bit of milk, take 2 ibuprofen, put your socks on, and go right back to sleep. That's the key, right there. Let's play This Masquerade. You might have to adjust volume. Okay, a lot of notes. This guitar reminds me of like a little George Benson. That's why I wanted to, just a little George Benson. Play that. Anyway, that tune is fun tune. So Pat Flynn was on the road with Leon Russell for quite a while. He wasn't happy. Anyway, never mind. So where are we at, you guys? Wes, you got some news?
Yeah. Some other questions real quick, though. So Night and Day was a request for maybe you can do it next week. Joy Spring.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next week. We should write that down.
Put those on your list. I should write them down?
I'll write them down.
Write them down. Tom says he's using Rich's string set. I've gotten questions about what gauge and comments that it records well. Robert, go over what model guitar you're playing again. What is that?
603 15-inch Eastman. It's got a couple mods on it. It's got a different pickup. I'll send you the pickup that came with it, should you want it. It's got a different tuners, upgraded tuners, which are very, very nice. Love these tuners. It's also got this string tree, what do they call, straightener kind of thing. So the strings hit the nut evenly. So I guess that's a big deal. But anyway, so that was added. It's kind of cool. I can take that off. Somebody asked me, do you have a stock one of these? And I said, well, no. You just take all the stuff off you don't like. So that's about it for them.
All right, you want me to do guitar news?
Would you?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to unplug this guitar before
you go ahead.
Okay. You do the guitar. What's new, Wes, in the news?
That thing's noisy.
What is?
Something's noisy. I don't know.
No,
This channel is
channel's noisy?
it's hissing.
Well, it's unplugged now, so it's going to be noisy.
Huh. Anyway. Yeah, some weird stuff going on today. So yeah, guitar news. Okay. Remember a couple months ago we showed you that odd-looking tulip guitar from Gibson?
Yeah.
Here it is. It is called the Theodore. The story was that Gibson's former president, Ted McCarty, designed it back in the late 50s, stuffed the blueprints into a hidden drawer. Someone found the plans and decided to make the guitar as a limited edition. I mean, many of us thought it was ridiculous looking, cheap looking, and they were selling for $4,000 to $6,000. Well, now Gibson appears to be teasing a new guitar that looks very similar to that Theodore. So this is a photo of Gibson brand president Cesar Gaikian. He posted it on Instagram, and a lot of guitar players are freaking out about this new design here. So you can see it has the little tulip thing on one side, but then on the other side it's more kind of like a regular Strat looking, deal.
Right. Horn.
Yeah, and so here's a little side-by-side thing. You could see they also got rid of the Les Paul style volume and tone knob configuration, added a tremolo bar. It still has that Explorer headstock on it. which definitely is not a popular design by any means. A lot of people are saying that this new possible design from Gibson that they could be teasing looks kind of like, has kind of the same some of the same kind of stuff as this N225. It's got the tremolo bar, the two knobs with the switch kind of in the middle. It's got the same pickup. It's got I believe it's a humbucker and a P90.
Yeah, humbucker and P90.
Could be wrong. But anyway, guitar players are freaking out about it, wondering if this is Gibson's new guitar that they're going to be putting out. There's not any real info on it other than this guy posting this Instagram picture. And apparently this guy, this Gibson brand president guy, has been known to tease things on Instagram like this. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, this must be the next best thing or the next new thing from Gibson. So we just don't know yet, and we will have to wait and see if that happens. So keep your eye out on that. Either way, it looks ugly and weird. I don't think. I mean, I don't know how people could be excited about it. It looks, like, I don't know, like a guitar that costs about $300 to make. So we will see.
It's a bandsaw guitar, man. It's
right.
Whoop-de-doo.
And then let's see. Fender is out with a new Telecaster model, pretty cool signature model for a young blues guitarist, Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram. Here you can see him with that purple and black thing. If you don't know, Kingfish, 23 years old, really good player. We showed you him playing the national anthem at an NBA playoff game a couple months ago. Anyway, this new Telecaster Deluxe is pretty sweet looking. Oh, where'd it go?
Yeah, let's see that picture.
So the thing is here, it looks pretty much like a lot of the other Deluxe models, except for it's got these new Kingfish signature humbucking pickups that have been custom wound for, quote, velvety lows, punchy mids, and snarling low end. The idea for the pickups is to be more versatile. He wanted pickups that could bridge other genres other than blues. So he wants to be able to play rock with it, wants to play some jazzier stuff, and then, of course, his blues. Other signature specs are a Adjustomatic bridge and a solid tailpiece, which replaced the conventional 3-saddle top-load string-through telly bridge. The neck profile is a V-shaped profile rather than a deep C profile.
It's a Z shape?
V.
D. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, D shape.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, here you can hear him play it. It sounds pretty good here.
I come from a river town.
Yeah, Rivertown. Anyway, pretty cool. Sounds pretty good. I don't know if it sounds any new. It just kind of sounds like a blues guitar to me. But it's cool looking. I like the purple and the black. And the price isn't all that bad. $2,000, $1,999, your bargain price. But that doesn't seem like outrageous or anything.
That's accessible.
Yeah,
right?
for a USA-made Fender.
Better buy it before they go up, right? Because of all those layoffs. And
Right, exactly.
They're ending production and all that stuff.
Yes, sir. Anyway, that's pretty cool. And then finally, sad news from LA. Recording session legend and Wrecking Crew guitarist Bill Pitman passes away at age 102. Pitman had one of the most impressive resumes of all time, working with people like the Beach Boys, Bob Dylan, Frank Sinatra, Elvis, Barbra Streisand, countless others over the course of his career. He is widely agreed to have been a core part of the Wrecking Crew. On the Wrecking Crew Facebook page, they had some interesting stats on Pitman that they posted on one of his birthdays a few years back. It says here, during 1 year, Pitman logged an astonishing 425 recording sessions.
God dang it.
1 year.
Wow.
Many of which resulted in multiple sides. It's funny here. It also says, quote, which I appreciated this comment here. It says, despite his contributions to chart-topping records by the Mamas and the Papas, the Everly Brothers, and Jan and Dean, Pitman found the rock music he was asked to play unmemorable, expressing genuine surprise when some of the tunes became wildly successful. Producers jokingly claimed that if Pitman thought a record was terrible, then they probably had a hit on their hands. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, like Pitman also worked on numerous films, TV soundtrack. He was played on Elvis's movie Blue Hawaii. Did some stuff for the TV show MASH.
Yeah.
Into the 80s, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Late 80s, Dirty Dancing. In the 90s, Goodfellas. And then, of course, there was that documentary in 2008 called The Wrecking Crew, which was actually directed by Denny Tedesco,
Right.
son of fellow Wrecking Crew guitar player Tommy Tedesco. Denny says Bill and Tommy played golf together a lot. They were pretty good friends. And on the official Wrecking Crew Facebook page, Denny created a little tribute to Pitman. So here, we'll play a little touch of it here.
My mother moved out here. I got out of the service and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know there was nothing for me in New York because the only family was my mother and father. So I came out here and I went to the Los Angeles Conservatory of Music and Arts and was a student teacher. I taught guitar there, but I also, took all the classes and intending to get a degree. But a couple of children were on the way and I had to do something else. So a friend in my church who owned a tube bending factory, I told him I was desperate because I didn't have any money and I needed a job and I couldn't do it playing music, so he gave me a job in the tube bending factory and I worked there for 3.5 years. I'm about 5'8", and I weighed 190, and there wasn't an ounce of fat on me. I'm bending tubes 8 hours a day. My hands began to get so thick that in the morning I couldn't open my hands holding on to those things and pulling those things, So my wife told me, she says, we got to do something because it's going to come a time here when you're not going to be able to play anymore at all. So if you still have aspirations to be a professional musician, well, we better do something. I went to a club one night to hear Lorendo Almeida play because he was with Peggy Lee. Somebody who I cannot remember now because I went with another guy, but he knew Lorendo. And so Linder came over and they started talking this, then he introduced me and so on and so forth and said that I was a guitar player and so on. Lorendo started to question me and so on, so can you do this, can you do that? And how are you at accompanying a singer? Oh, I'm good, I've never accompanied a singer in my life, but I figured I could do it. He says, you want an opportunity? I says, are you kidding? He says, yeah. He says, because I'm leaving for South America. I'm leaving the group. I'm going back to South America. Wow. And he says, they need a guitar player. And he says, I can arrange it so if you want to go up and take an audition with Peggy up at her house, you might get it and you might not, but if you want to take a shot at it, I'll give you a shot. I says, oh man, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Well, that was the start. They accepted me. I got started by subbing for the successful players who were so busy that they couldn't be in two places at the same time. So they'd throw me $25 to go and sit there. And so that somebody was sitting in that chair, and occasionally I'd have to play, you know, but they'd always make it in about a half hour to an hour, and boom, and then I'd get up and go and thank them, and they'd throw me the $25, which I could use, and I'd leave, you know. I went to a music store one day, and I wanted to buy some strings. I went in there and I saw this thing with this big long neck on it with 6 strings and heavier strings, you know. I tuned it up. And
Yeah, and so there he gets into that Dan Electro 6-string bass thing that he played. But anyway, you can go watch the rest of that on your own. It's on the Wrecking Crew
Facebook.
On the Wrecking Crew Facebook page, right there. It should be right at the top. But yeah, what a crazy career that guy had, huh?
No kidding. You know. Yeah, no kidding. I always wanted to ask him if he knew my dad. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I figured he wouldn't have remembered him. Anyway, so yeah, what a guy, huh? And how humble and nice. And but 102. So I think, you know, playing guitar, you got some, you know, longevity going on there. You know, keeps you young. And he was an avid golfer too. So
All right.
we did get a lot of golf. Well, a lot of golf in. So yeah, that's what a history he had. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, imagine doing 425 sessions in a year.
Yeah.
Talk about busy.
Remember, that was I think the theme for Wild Wild West or something. That was Bill playing that on that Dan Electro. So yeah, I had never heard that story about guys would pay him $25 to sit in the chair till they got there. Wow, that is, you know that those guys were busy. They had to pay somebody just to get there ahead of time for them. Wow, that's fantastic. So we'll have to follow up maybe with Jim Carlton about Bill, because it's really fascinating. And then, you know, Mitch Holder knew Bill. So we should probably get a hold of Mitch about him.
Yeah. So let's see. I got a few more comments here. Danielle saw one Eastman dealer on YouTube that was saying they were having difficulty getting mahogany backs for acoustic arch tops. Not sure if that's temporary. Wonder if mahogany arch tops will be collectible.
You know, I don't think any more than any other guitar. I could be wrong, but because, you know, I've come to the conclusion, whatever I say, do the complete opposite, because nothing makes sense anymore to me, and I'll like think, you know, that would be, you know, this is turning, so, you know, the economy is changing, so this has got to go down and this has got to go up. It's always the opposite of what I say. So anyway.
Maybe you should do the exact opposite of what you think, like George Costanza.
You know, you're probably right. I should do that.
Everything that you think, just do the opposite.
Yeah.
And it worked out for George.
It did.
He got a job with the Yankees.
That's TV. That's not real.
What? Seinfeld's real. Isn't it a documentary? Can you play Cheesecake?
I can eat cheesecake. I can't play it.
Is that actually?
I was taught never to play with your food.
Is that actually a song?
I'm ringing a bell.
Going back to the first guild you played today, why did they choose cream plastic back then on the darker finished guitars? I see that a lot. Did they not have black material back then? Clashes.
Well, the whole point of binding is to outline the guitar. When you don't have opposite binding, you know, it doesn't outline the guitar as well. So.
Well, I think he's probably talking about the pickup cover on that thing.
Well, he said binding, didn't he?
No. He just said, why did they choose cream plastic back then on darker finished guitars?
I don't know. You know, aesthetics. Who knows?
Because is the binding plastic?
Yes.
Huh. Yeah. Because, I mean, every guitar pretty much has cream-colored binding. But not
Yeah.
every guitar has that weird cream-colored
Oh,
pickup
True.
cover.
I like it. I got no problem with it.
It makes it look old, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely dates it for sure. Eliev, do you ever hear a guitarist named Jimmy Bruno? What do you think about his playing?
Oh, I've never heard of him. Just kidding. Jimmy Bruno's great. Great player. Are you kidding? So, yeah.
Have you seen a photo of him lately? He is like, he's got like a huge beard.
I have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he like,
That's
I mean,
cool.
he looks different from when we saw him so long ago at the NAMM show or
Yeah,
whatever.
we met him at the NAMM
and he had
show.
like short hair and glasses and
Yeah.
then
That was
now-
before he had his website, you know, that he did that thing with, what's the name of that company that has all those websites? Not TrueFire, some other one. Anyway, I don't know. I think it ended badly for him, but you know, when we told him how many students we had and what we were doing, I think he was impressed. And anyway, yeah, Jimmy's great. You know, the problem is with guitar is you put a lot of time into it and a lot of work, and sometimes you don't get back diddly squat. So you know that's brutal. And can you imagine, like, especially in in the 50s when rock and roll came out and the popularity of rock and roll, and how the jazz guys were like, what is this crap, you know? And can you imagine how you know they really got a bad taste in their mouth, and they still have it. Some of them who haven't made any money off the rock and roll thing because they just didn't go that direction. Still are like, yeah, the Beatles, fucking Beatles suck, you know, and Elvis, who knows?
Jim says, I'm finally getting it. It's only the body shape that determines the name of the guitar. Telly body, Strat neck, humbucking pickups, Fender amp knobs is a Telecaster. That's the truth for sure.
Yeah.
Tom says, asks, can you play Summer Song again?
Summer Song or Summer Samba?
Is Summer Song a thing?
Yeah, I did it last week and I did it badly. I haven't played it since then, so the answer is no. How does it go?
Didn't you do Summer Samba last week? Oh, that's right. Yeah. The Beach Boy or the, what's that
Chad
guy?
and Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh, here. Whoops.
Well, thanks, man.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I haven't played it since then. I should have practiced it. I don't remember it. I'm sorry, guys. I'll work it up because I'm gonna write it on my list.
Yeah. Why don't you do it and then do a lesson on it since you've already.
You know, good idea, Wes.
It's a quick fingerstyle lesson.
See, this is why Wes is in charge of this whole thing. All right, so anything else?
That is it for
Yeah, that's it,
the
Jack.
comments.
But don't. I don't remember it. I'm sorry. It's a great tune. Bruno is his own guy, great player. Yes. Hi, Robin. How are you, Rob Riggs? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Pretty arrangement of that tune. Okay, well, let's see. What time is it, Wes?
12:32. Yeah, Jacob says right here, maybe this is like Summer of Rich, like Summer of George.
What does that mean?
I think that's when George started doing everything the opposite, and
Oh,
then all summer long, good things were happening to him. And he called it the Summer of George.
oh, you know, I had a lesson idea planned. That do you have the rundown?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's turn the air on a second, if that's okay. Let's do this. I wanted to do this real quick, and we'll get into it a little bit later on in more depth. All right, so remember we talked about contrary motion. Contrary motion was this. Here, take two notes.
Sounds like a hurricane in here.
All right, that's contrary motion, right? Going like that or going like this, right? And then we harmonized it. All right, so contrary motion is something that is very cool. And now, the other thing is contrary lines. Let's first demonstrate this with this. And I have a lesson on this. When we talk about thirds, let's say, and we go one up and the next one down. See, here's our thirds. Normally we'd go like this, right? Okay, so that's one up, one down. All right. And then now, that's one up and one down. Now, contrary lines would be something like this. Let's go down three notes, and then up three notes. Okay, do you hear it? That's a sequential answer. You can go four notes. All right. Now, that's the introduction to that. So when you think about it, contrary motion or contrary lines, you can really milk a whole bunch out of this. I mean, that concept is so immense, it's mind-boggling. So let's put it in a something that we can all relate to, just playing blues. What if I went, all right, what am I doing? I'm going up a third, a second, and then a third. Now, the contrary of that would be going down a third, down a second, and down a third. Let's see. Then it's kind of an answer. So. Do you hear how I answered it? No. Okay. Now, that's like a call and response kind of thing with the opposite. When I play a note, a line, I could echo it, right? You could make it sequential. But if I do a contrary line, I get something like this. Now, what if I try to combine them together? In other words, this is kind of, I'm stopping. What if I combined it together? And made one line out of it. Isn't that cool? Now I've got a line using two contrary lines, and it makes it very neat. It's very hard to do this in the beginning, and I'm just really experimenting with this. But if I was to take a tune, never mind. I'm going to try to play a tune. Let me see here. Got some stuff here. Let's go back to This Masquerade. Yeah, let's go back to, how about a blues? Let's do a blues. What key is this? All right, key is C. Key of F, excuse me. So. That was just a short little ditty. Now I'm going to try to combine it lines. It doesn't have to be exact, but the point is you want to go like that. Here's a perfect example. Playing one arpeggio down, one up. Anyway, that was a bad example, but it's close. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? When you play a line like this, you want to play the kind of the opposite of it. So which would be and then you combine it and finish it off. Anyway, so look at it. I'm going to play a little bebop. We'll do this again, and just minor blues. Sorry, Wes. Anyway, I'm going to go home. I already am home. I'm going to go into my room and work on that concept some more. I've been working on it for a little bit. But I just wanted to introduce you to that, and maybe you'll get some ideas. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Wes, and thank you, Gail.
There's one more quick question here. From Abhishek, what's the basics of gypsy jazz guitar?
I don't know. Pick down here.
Isn't there like a chord progression that they often use?
They like they would do minor blues like we just did. I don't know. You know, they do that. I have a tune. Learn the songs. You know, Nuage. That's on the website. GuitarCollegeLibrary.com. Learn that tune. That'll help you out a lot. Okay. I will see you later. Hopefully we'll be back next week.
It says we'll be back in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So don't forget to hit subscribe and like and check out my strings and all the lessons. And thank you again for joining us. Talk to you soon.